1 scoop per day in a glass of water, and you will drastically improve your physical, digestive, and your mental health while keeping your vital organs and heart healthy. Check out Field of Greens by Brickhouse Nutrition and their pure organic superfood range. It isn't just suitable for you, but your family, your children, your partner can all share this together. Click on our link below or scan the QR code on the screen to check out their range of products they have, and also look at the ingredients. Everything is organic, everything is natural. There are no factory-made chemicals, no additives, no gunk, no sugar, no nastiness. You can even check the quality of these products, plus what they do for your body. So click on the link below. Improve every element of your health now with Field of Greens. Lisandro Martinez is out again. His nightmare continues. James Ducker here updated us along with the club yesterday. He's out for at least a month with a calf strain. And before we go any further, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribing to the video here. Man like Don, Chelsea Don, said on Straight Facts on Friday, got to watch out for this guy, injury records. And I sort of think, well, most of his injuries have been impact. It hasn't really been a pulled muscle here, a strain there. And maybe I kind of jinxed it a little bit and I should have kept my mouth, sorry, straightened in my hat, firmly shut. Maybe I should have done that. Comes back, makes a substitute appearance, looks really slow, really sluggish, nowhere near his standard against Brentford. A few days later, he is out injured for another month. And this has created war again. It's another battle within the Man United fan base. Who is to blame? And again, it's become polarized. The medical team have got to play a big part in this. We have had botched surgeries. We have had Lisandro come back this season when his bone in his foot hadn't healed and nobody picked it up on the scans. It's an unprecedented season of injuries for us. But I can't put it all down to bad luck. Can't put it all down to bad luck. It's too much of a coincidence. I think there's been big mistakes from the medical team, but I also have to look at the manager. And I know I know that triggers a lot of people when you talk about the manager in this way. But I am not convinced that his training methods, how he has us playing and running, coupled with rushing players back from injury, is not factoring in and taking apart. Listen to what Ten Hag said very recently. Take a little listen.
Explain what's happened and how long you think he's going to be out for.
It's a small injury, but 2-3 weeks. What happened, that is the risk, playing high intensity, training. As I say, it's not a big injury. But
when he says it's the risk, high intensity training, why are we putting Lisandro Martinez through high intensity training when he's just returned from 2 injuries? We could all see when he came on against Brentford that he was not match fit. He was not ready. And just because a player says, I'm fit, I can play, you don't trust them. Players will lie to get on that pitch because they're often desperate to. But a combination between Ten Hag, in my opinion, people say, oh, Terry, he's just trying to get the players fit. There's getting fit and there's working too hard. There's getting fit and then there's training and playing in a way which is damaging the squad. I'm not trying to get on Ten Hag here, but between him and the medical team, they're getting this wrong. They're getting it wrong. You can't have this amount of injuries, especially the amount of strains and pulls. You look at even the Shaw situation. Shaw was rushed back into 2 games and had to be pulled out of them because he wasn't ready. How is this happening? How is it happening? It is an embarrassment to Man United. And I don't really want to get involved in the tit for tat and the gaslighting and who's right and who's wrong. But Ollie did this with Rashford and Martial, and we saw it damage them. I've even seen Sir Alex do it. So this isn't exclusive to Ten Hag. Sir Alex rushed back Wayne Rooney from an ankle injury, hurt himself against Bayern Munich in the first leg of a Champions League game, missed the Chelsea game, which we lost on the Saturday, but rushed him back for the midweek second leg where he hurt his ankle again. He then went on to miss the Blackburn game, which we drew 0-0, and we should have been beating them. We won all our remaining games of the season after that, but we lost out on the title by 1 point to Chelsea. Now, we lost other games in the season and drew other games in the season, but if Rooney hadn't been rushed back and was available, the season he was having, by the way, highest goal-scoring season of his career, or at least one of the two highest, he may have been the difference against Blackburn, won that game, and United would have won 4 Premier Leagues on the bounce. I get why Fergie did it, but Fergie did it every now and then. Ten Hag, in my opinion, is rushing players back too consistently, and it's damaging our season. It really is. Let's take a look at what Goldbridge has had to say about this.
Before I ask you about I thought a bang average performance at best against Brentford, mate. I really thought it was disappointing. I want to ask you again, Ten Hag, another nightmare for him in terms of injury. Lindelof looks as though he's out, and Martinez going to be out for a few weeks as well.
Oh, it's horrific, Ali. I mean, look, I don't want to. Well, I will use the word cursed. It feels like that this season in a footballing sense. I've never known, in all the years I've supported United, I've never known an injury like this. I can't really think of any other club that's had it. I mean, Liverpool had it a bit last year and a bit this year, but it's relentless. I mean, we had an international break. You sort of take a deep breath because we'd beaten Liverpool, and you think, oh, we've come away with no injuries at all. And then Lindelof and Martinez in the first game back. Varane came off injured as well. I mean, there's got to be huge questions at Manchester United about the fitness department, because it's ridiculous. Like, if these players can't actually play at the levels that Liverpool and Man City can, where they have to run around a lot without getting calf strains or anything, they've got to look at the whole setup. But that to me sounds wrong. So then you've got to look at other areas. I've never known an injury crisis like it. I know people want to sack Ten Hag. I know people want to back Ten Hag, but I do think it gets to a point like it was last year with Liverpool, where you've got to say, this is just unprecedented. It's certainly mitigating circumstances. And I mean, we've got Liverpool and Chelsea to come, and we've got no centre-backs again. So you can't survive in this league when you've got those sort of injury problems.
I get where Mark's coming from, and I've sort of seen some of his tweets as well about this. The medical department had to take a share of the blame, and I'm not polarised on this subject. It isn't all Ten Hag, but it certainly isn't all the doctors and the fitness team. I believe it's a combination of the two. And yes, we want to play high-intensity football. We want to press. We want our players to run and work hard. But we're obviously getting our methodology. There'll be some players that are injury-prone, granted. But for me, we're getting our methodology wrong. We have to be. If other teams can do it and multiple teams can play with a high intensity and they're not getting this frequent level of injuries to their main players, there's something we're doing wrong in training. There's something our medical team is doing wrong. I believe there are occasions where the manager is rushing players back. I think Lissandro is one of them. Luke Shaw is almost certainly another one. I have no idea what we've done to Malacia for him to miss the lion's share of the season. I think you could look at Mason Mount as another example this year, where the player might say, yeah, I'm feeling all right, boss. And the boss is making a decision. And his decision should be, no, we're going to wait until you're at a certain level in training, certain speed. Because I looked at Lissandro on Saturday, and he's such a good centre-back, but he was getting stripped. He looked so off the pace. That there should have been an indicator for the manager to go, do you know what? You're going to do some individual training again. We're going to improve the fitness, improve the strength in your muscles before having you back with the group because you're not quite ready yet. And he might have missed the game week, but then he could have been back. But instead now he's pretty much going to miss the rest of the season. We've got an FA Cup semi-final, an FA Cup to prepare for, and we're probably not going to have our best centre-back available. And that's a big, big worry. But look, I want to get your thoughts and I want to get your feelings on that in the comment section below.
Oh!
Now, Arsenal's win, it wasn't a win. But you'd have thought it was, right? I nearly slipped. Do you know why I nearly slipped up? Do you want to know the real reason? Because people are going on about Arsenal still 3 days later. Clips are coming out. People are rattled. You'd have thought they'd have won. Or lost, maybe. But this is Pep Guardiola fuming in a press conference. Take a little listen.
About Jack Grealish, after the game, you obviously had a chat with him on the pitch. I just wonder, we've seen you do that sort of thing with players before. What's the thinking behind speaking to a player on the pitch, or obviously with the cameras around, the crowd around, versus waiting for the dressing room?
Yeah, I do it for the cameras, for my ego.
I know you don't do it for the cameras. I'm just asking you what your thinking is, why it's important to get that message in that
No,
moment.
I'm the famous person of the team. and I don't recognize, and I need the cameras to my ego go to sleep with incredible satisfaction. So that is the reason why. So
Rude.
always I try to criticize
He's
the
pressed.
players there and let them feel that how bad they are, and especially when Erling scores 3 goals, the compliments has to be with me, not with them.
Here I come. Here I come.
So funny about this from and he said Jurgen Klopp, because he does this. I think it's an absolutely stand-up, professional, insightful, and very interesting question from the journalist. This is how we as fans are educated. I had a big debate last night with Will Stewart about, he may claim different, but I felt he was playing down a lot of the intangibles and a lot of the attributes of a football player, which are not calculated by stats, and leadership, mentality, having the sort of the strength of mind to persevere through adversity. The reason we know these things exist without witnessing them and being able to quantify them with a stat is based on what players say, what coaches say, what experts say, inside information. Some of it is anecdotal, but when there's enough anecdotal information about a particular player or why something is done and how that methodology is successful, we learn to understand more about football. And I think the social media era has educated a lot more of us because there's so much more access and information available now than 30 years ago. So this was a great opportunity for Pep to explain why he does it the way he does. And I don't know why he does it. Like, some people are saying it's for the cameras. What I find really interesting is that certain managers would be called bullies for doing that, and Pep isn't. I don't necessarily think Pep is a bully. I actually think it's a good thing to do. I think that sometimes players should feel, and maybe there's a better word than embarrassment, but maybe they should feel the embarrassment. I remember being in sales teams. I remember working in companies where I had a bad day or a bad week or I made a mistake, and in team meetings, it was called out. And it did make you feel like shit. It did make you feel a little belittled. It did make you feel anxious. It did make you feel embarrassed. It made you feel horrible. But then it made you stronger because you're right. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to have a good day. You would persevere. You would push through. You would do better. You'd get congratulated similarly in front of the group, and you'd feel 10 feet tall. And that adversity, pushing through it, working hard, then made you better. And maybe there's an answer in there somewhere like that from Pep, that he feels there are times where the players do need to be spoken to in that way. Maybe the fans do need to see me condemning some of these players and letting them know that, we've got high standards. We want to let them see this as being the case. Maybe that's the reason. And I think that's a fair reason. I don't believe in this mamby-pamby, wrap everybody in cotton wool, don't make anybody else feel bad. I think sometimes you have to make people feel bad to make them stronger and better in the long run, especially at a high level of profession, sport, high level business, etc. I don't know why Pep's done this. Obviously, it just comes across like Arsenal broke him. We've seen City fans broken. We have seen City pundits broken. We have seen rivals broken. And maybe that's what happened to Pep today. Arsenal went there, stopped them, got a positive result, and it's triggered them. It's triggered all of them. And Pep here losing his mind, having a mini breakdown over a very fair question, disrespecting a journalist, and in fact, disrespecting his own fans. They won't see it this way because they go, no, I love him too much. But this was your chance to get some real insight into how a genius, because he's a genius, how he works. Wrong in my personal opinion. But look, looks like Arsenal broke him this weekend. Viewers, do us a big, big favor and hit the like button. Please make sure you are subscribing. We'll see you all for Straight Facts this afternoon. Match reactions tonight as well. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you all soon. Peace.